The Eagles get humbled. Dallas stays alive for the number one seed. Pickett gets hurt in the loss to the Cardinals. The Jags lose, and it opens the door for the Texans. And the Cincinnati Bengals stay alive with an OT win. Episode 13 starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the Two Dudes Podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Freak.
And I'm Babs. Week 13 is in the books, so let's talk about it.
It was a very satisfying week for a lot of teams. There are some key injuries that we're going to talk about this week. Unfortunately, one of those injuries is to one of our beloved teams. But we're going to start off with probably my highlight of the weekend. The Eagles get humbled in a 42-19 rout by the 49ers. Thank the Lord. The Cowboys are not the only good team this year to get their asses kicked by the San Francisco 49ers.
49ers smoked them.
I think we can agree that the 49ers are the most complete team. Still,
all the way around offense.
They had that 3-game losing streak, but since then, when they're healthy, they're the best team in football.
Yeah.
Hands down, right now they're the best team in football. Until somebody can either go blow for blow for them and it's a shootout and it turns out to be like what the Seattle-Dallas game was, 41-35, or they flip the script completely and they do a 42-10, 42-19 demolition on the Niners. Until a team does that, it's
every team's gonna lose. Every team's gonna lose. But like when San Francisco's on it, they're on it. Like their offense got probably some of the best targets for their quarterback in the league. They got Christian McCaffrey. Defense is just stacked up. Like and they all play well together.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much you can do about that.
I mean, the Eagles defense continues to struggle. This team is not the team it was last year. Nowhere close.
And even their offense is struggling. Like they had 46 total yards on the ground.
Yeah, they
Like
got outrushed by 100 yards.
I mean, they did throw for 287, but when you have no running game, not much you can do.
No, they're dead last in third downs. Third down
Yeah.
defense, they're dead last. They are dead last. And they're fixing to go against a team this upcoming week that's in the top 3 in third down offense in the Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't. I think they're gonna start getting some losses.
Now they did pull a Houdini, and I guess you would call it a Houdini. I really don't know. But they did end up signing Shaq Leonard. Um, how much he's gonna help their defense, we'll find out.
Yeah, I don't see
Uh,
him having that big of an impact on their defense, honestly.
he'll most likely play against Dallas. We'll see how many snaps he actually has against Dallas. Um, but I mean, their defense is just questionable.
Yeah, I don't. Their
Like
defense isn't what it was last year, and that's
when
their issue.
when you look at the total stats for defense, the Cowboys are have the number 3 overall defense. The Eagles, the the Eagles are in the bottom 10.
Mm-hmm.
They're right underneath the Steelers. I don't see how the Steelers are that low, but
I don't, but because we may get stops and it, but teams are putting points up on us.
yeah, it's probably because y'all's time of possession is vastly different. Your offense can't stay on the field.
Yeah, our offense couldn't stay on the field for nothing.
But compared to where the Eagles were last year on defense, they were in the top 10 in a lot of these categories.
Mm-hmm.
And overall defense, they were in the top 5. They're not even in the top 25 this year in overall defense. So I think that's a huge question mark for them, at least
Mm-hmm.
going into these next 2 games, at least against Dallas and uh, Seattle. Because I don't think Seattle is just gonna, these next couple games for Seattle, they're gonna put up a fight
Oh
like they
yeah,
did against Dallas, because they still have a chance to make the playoffs for the NFC. They're technically still in it.
it's really depends on which Seattle team shows up.
Mm-hmm. If Gino
They're
shows up,
just so hot and cold. Like 1 minute they're just playing phenomenal,
right,
1 minute they're just playing like trash. It really just depends on what team shows up.
right. Yeah, I mean, bad thing for them is that their next game is in uh, Santa Clara
Yep.
against the 49ers. So they're traveling to another road game. They had already gotten boat raced by the Niners at home. So um, see what they will be able to do then. But I mean, again, the Eagles get humbled. They have another strong defense and good offense coming that they're going to have to face. So a lot of things are pointing towards that the number 1 seed's going to come down to the like last 2 weeks of the season. Like, can a team that either one of these 3 teams are facing, either Dallas, Philly, or the Niners, can one of their opponents pull out an upset and just randomly screw their number 1 seed hopes? I mean, it's a possibility.
It really is. We're gonna see though, but I mean, Eagles. I don't know. I just don't think they're not what they were last year.
No, no, they're yeah, they still have the best record because they found ways to win these ball games and everything. But how are they going to respond when they don't find a way to win those ball games? And now we're going to have that answer. Now, nobody was expecting them to lose by 30 points or 20 points to the Niners. People probably expected it to be close, but it wasn't. It was nowhere. At the end of the first half, it was close, but I mean, you can say the same for a lot of these games.
Mm-hmm.
Close, but then it wasn't. It's gonna. Yeah, I see it coming down to the last few weeks for all three of these teams. Because all three of these teams, I believe, at the end of this week, going into week 15, are all going to have a 10-3 record.
Yeah.
So it's going to be those three teams that are going to fight for the number one spot. I mean, you can even throw the Lions in there because they're 9-3 too. So it could be a four-way battle for the number one seed.
Yeah,
Everyone already knows that the NFC South team is going to be a below 500 team, which is crazy.
It's gonna definitely come down to the wire, on who's gonna take it. Honestly,
Right. And I mean, with the Eagles losing, that Dallas stays alive for the number one seed. The Niners stay alive for the number one seed. So do the Lions. Dallas has Philly, Baltimore, Miami, Detroit, and Washington. That's the remaining schedule. So,
yeah.
Dallas has to
Dallas is yeah. Dallas
has to
is the only
beat
one out of the three.
definitely has to beat Philly just to even get these three other teams or all four of these teams in the conversation to battle it out. If Dallas doesn't win against Philly, Philly's automatically going to be the number one seed.
Yeah,
they'll lock it up by beating Seattle, or they can essentially lock it up by beating Dallas. So Dallas has to win Sunday night.
I don't think they're gonna though.
Yeah, I don't see Dallas losing to Philly twice.
Mm-mm. I don't either.
Now I don't see us blowing them out. I mean,
I honestly think they're gonna blow them out.
It's a possibility that happens, but it hasn't really happened here recently against Philly. So I'm expecting us to probably pull a maybe a 3 or a 10 point lead going into the second half. Because our points scored total in the first quarter compared to how the Eagles start games is a lot better. I think Philly will keep it close going into the second half, but we'll pull ahead in the fourth. We have a really good fourth quarter team this year for some reason. I don't know why, but really good in the fourth quarter. But the NFC is going to be, for me, I think it's going to be more interesting because you kind of already know what's going to happen in the AFC,
right?
For a lot of teams, or at least for the number one seed right now for the NFC, still kind of is still a toss up because we both think that Dallas is going to win. So we'll say when they win, and we'll go ahead and say Detroit and the Niners are going to win their game as well. There's going to be a four-way tie for the one seed, and it's going to come down to the Niners will have the one seed just based off of their two dominant wins against Dallas and Philly.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll come down to the Niners and Philly having to lose one more game than Dallas. Because a lot of people are saying that a lot of people will have Dallas over Detroit. Just by team. They'll just say that Dallas is the better team. I believe.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Pickett. He goes down against the Arizona Cardinals.
Man, that shit hurt.
Steelers were mounting a comeback before he goes down. He goes down. Y'all fall short. Coming back against Arizona. He's projected to miss what 2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 4.
2 to 4. He's got a high ankle sprain.
Yep.
Good thing for the Steelers. The Browns lost as well, so they didn't jump y'all in y'all's
they didn't hurt us
division.
too bad. It still kept us
Right.
in playoff contention. But honestly, with losing Kenny, like it's really going to come down to Trubisky. I will say that Trubisky did play pretty decent in that game. He went 11 for 17, 117 yards. Nothing crazy. He threw a touchdown. If we can keep our run game going and our defense can step up, we can still hold it off until
Yeah. I mean,
he gets back.
if you think about it, I mean, this is Trubisky's first time with a new coordinator.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what
because
I'm saying. Like
didn't Canada
at the
and
same time,
Trubisky come in at the same time?
So yeah, well, no, Canada came in with Roethlisberger on his last season. Um, so it could. I mean, honestly, Trubisky could been. He could play good. It could have been the offense, the play calling. At the same time, and at the same time, I don't think Trubisky he didn't get a fair shake. Everybody knew when they drafted Pickett what it was. It wasn't, they brought Trubisky in because oh, he's going to be the new number one. As soon as you got Pickett, you know what the deal was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could play good. Who knows? Our run game's still going good.
Yeah, I mean, y'all are close to having another 400-yard game.
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't been what it has been the start of the season, so y'all are still producing.
I mean,
yards.
we still had 317 yards.
Right.
I
Just
mean,
need to find a way to.
And we didn't play horrible. We didn't play bad at all. What got us is the fact that we couldn't finish drives.
Right.
And that's what it comes down to.
Y'all answer that, and that game is completely
if we can
different.
fucking finish drives, bro. See, if they figured this out at the beginning of the season, right? They fired Canada at the beginning of the season. We'd be to the point now where we'd learn how to finish fucking drives.
Right.
But they're coming around. I'm happy, but Kenny Pickett going down hurts.
Yeah. That's a huge hit. Well, it'll be interesting.
But I feel like
see what Trubisky can.
I feel like he can do it. In the beginning when he first took over, it was still a new offense to him. He's been with the team. This is his second year, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's his second year, so he might feel more comfortable. We'll see. What helps us is that we play Patriots this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
they'll technically have a bye week, so and they just got shut out at home.
Yeah. We have a bye week this week, pretty much. If we don't beat the Patriots, I'm gonna cry. Just saying.
And
it might give Trubisky
I'll know not to
game.
I'll know not to say anything. I'll just if I don't watch the game, and I'll just check the score.
If Pittsburgh loses on Thursday, I won't be on this podcast next week.
Oh, that's right.
Because I'm gonna go to jail.
Shit.
I'm fucking somebody up. So, but we will see. I'm not. It does suck that he's down. I'm happy. Trubisky's cool. I do like Trubisky. I don't. He, as him. I wasn't. I'm not happy with him being in a full time role, but I feel confident enough that he can handle it.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know, for the time being.
gotta go with the next guy.
And you got to think our running game's killing it right now, so that's going to help Trubisky a
Yeah.
little bit.
Y'all have gotten better
So
with y'all's run game, so that's
he's
a
going to
huge
have
help.
Pickens, Johnson, and Fryermuth. I mean, I think he'll be all right.
Yeah. That's a huge.
I think it's just. I honestly think we were playing good that whole game too, and when Pickett went down, I think that just killed the sales. Well, like we were on the 1 yard line, we were about to score. Pickett got hurt. They came in, missed that 4th and 1, and then after that, it was a wrap.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So speaking of another AFC quarterback that went down, Trevor Lawrence gets hurt in their loss to Bengals last night. With Lawrence being down, if looking, so it was reported that it was a high ankle sprain.
and that surprises me because that did not look
It
good.
didn't look like an ankle sprain.
It looked like
So
something was broke.
we're gonna expect maybe 2 to 4 weeks, the same like
Same as
Pickett,
Pickett.
same as
Yeah, because
Pickett.
both
So
have high ankle sprains. I think Trevor Lawrence's might be a little worse.
right,
I because that's
opens the
that looked
door.
kind of harsh.
That opens the door wide open for Houston.
Mm-hmm. Um. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is with him being there. There without him, I don't see them being able to.
And Houston's playing the Jets.
Yep. And who's the Jags playing?
Are they on a bye week? Are they on a no? They're
Yes.
playing no. They're playing Cleveland.
Oh, yeah, they do play Cleveland. So they play See, this is what's gonna hurt. Without Lawrence, they play Cleveland, Ravens, Buccaneers, the next 3 games.
And
They
if
gotta win. They gotta win at least. They gotta
two
win
of
at
them,
least 2 of those.
hmm?
So I will say though, I will say, um, Jake Browning looked fucking phenomenal.
He did.
He
He
looked
looked really good.
really good. He was lacing it. He wasn't scared. He wasn't scared to have the ball in his hands. He'd take off. He'd pull it, bro. He was playing good.
Yeah,
I was like, okay.
played very well.
32 of 37 for 354. 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Man played out of his mind, which is a good thing for Cincinnati because he's got the team the rest of the year. They're still in the hunt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what? They're
Yeah.
only like 2 games back, game or 2 back, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 6-6. Wild card 7-5. So I mean, they're still they can still
With
make it.
if Cleveland is to lose and
They
they're
play
to
Colts,
win,
Vikings, Steelers, Chiefs, Browns. So I mean, if he plays good, they could. They really could
yep.
pull it off. They have a
And
better chance if with Lawrence being out. Honestly, Cincinnati has a better shot to make the playoffs than Jacksonville with the quarterback they have.
yeah, yeah, I can agree with that. Beathard's been around for a while. Yeah, it looks like the wild card race for the AFC is going to be pretty interesting.
It's gonna come down to last week.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. Right. So with that being said, we can move on to our power ranking. Of course, there were some mix ups or some changes within the rankings, the top 10 this week. Um, some that we both don't agree with,
Yeah, they're
a
kind of.
little questionable. But we'll go ahead and start off with the number one ranked team. Yeah, of course, is the 49ers. They were ranked 2 last week. They beat the brakes off of the Eagles, so that is warranted why they would move up to number 1. Coming in, dropping 1 spot, which I think they probably should have dropped a little bit more, is they lost big game at home to the Niners. The Eagles got destroyed at home. At home.
Yeah, they should try. I don't think they
They,
should be as high as they are.
they probably should have dropped maybe to 3 or 4. But having them only drop 1 spot is questionable in my book. Moving up from number 6 from last week is Miami. They're number 3 this week. The Ravens dropped a spot. They were on a bye week. They didn't play. They dropped to number 4. Staying where they were from last week are the Cowboys. They are at 5. Moving up 1 spot from 7 is the Lions. Probably the biggest drop this week. The Chiefs lost Sunday night to the Packers. They were ranked 4th. They are ranked 7th.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, look how far they dropped.
Right. They dropped that much. But the Eagles, I'm so what the
And the
okay.
Eagles got blown out.
At home. So weird. The Jags don't move despite their OT loss. The Bills, they move up 1 spot from rank 10, 9, and cracking the top 10 first time this year. I think the Texans moving up 2 spots from
Yeah, Houston's slowly climbing.
slowly. Likely gonna playoffs. Have a chance to win their division, so gonna be a tight race between Houston and Jacksonville rest of the year.
Yep.
All right, that's the power rank. That's the top 10 for the power rankings. How did our picks turn out?
Mine turned out phenomenal.
Yeah, I assume.
You not so much.
Woo!
All right. So this week I went 10-3. Freak went 8-5. So for the season, I'm sitting at 117-76. You finally broke 100 wins. You're at 106-87.
Right.
So yeah, I'm still taking my
Yeah.
spot at number 1. Easy sailing the rest of the season.
Yep. Whatever. All right. Now it's time for our week 14 picks. Thursday night, New England versus the Steelers.
You already know I'm going Steelers.
Yeah, Steelers. If y'all lose this game,
I already told you if I lose this game, I'm going to fucking jail.
got some questions to be answered if y'all lose this game. All right. Let's see. Starting off the early Sunday games, Tampa travels to Atlanta.
I think the Bucks take it.
Think the Bucks take this one?
Yeah.
Not sure. I'm gonna stick with I'm gonna go Atlanta. I'm gonna say Atlanta holds pat. They continue to lead their division. All right, next game, Indianapolis versus Cincinnati. You got the Minshew Mania travels to the rookie
Backup game.
sensation Jake Browning.
It's the backup game. I'm going Bengals.
Like the Bengals? I like the
Browning
Bengals.
played really good.
Yeah, Browning played well. All right, next game. Jacksonville versus Cleveland.
I'm going
I'm going Cleveland here because there's gonna be a very
Joe Flacco played pretty good this week.
he played well and it's
He-
gonna be
like,
interesting.
You
I
give
don't
him 2 weeks, he's good. He's a good quarterback.
yeah
I mean, he's old as fuck, but he can surprise people.
there's no way Lawrence plays this week. There's no way,
Nope. If he plays this week, I'm gonna be fucking surprised.
right?
They also said he wasn't playing with his knee hurt. Really played,
Right.
but I think it's too serious. He's not gonna play.
Yeah. Next game, Houston travels to the Jets.
I
got the Texans here. I think Texans win this and they tie their division with Jacksonville. All right. Next game, Rams versus the Ravens. At Baltimore.
I got the Rams.
Rams.
Yeah.
Gonna be an interesting game.
They're starting to pick up pace right now.
Yeah, they played well.
They're picking up their pace.
All right. Next game, Detroit versus Chicago.
Who you got?
Who
I went Bears.
You went Bears.
I went Bears.
I was debating this one for a while. I went Lions here.
Bears are starting now.
Bears are playing well. All right, next game, Carolina versus the Saints.
I went Saints.
Yeah, Saints here. All right, starting our 3:00 games. Minnesota versus the Raiders.
I want Raiders.
I got Vikings here. All right. Seattle versus the Niners.
I want Niners.
Yeah, I got Niners here. I want Seattle to win this game just for the sole fact that Dallas can take the 1 seed with a win. But yeah, I'm going to pick the Niners here as well. All right, next game, Buffalo versus Kansas City.
I went Chiefs.
With Chiefs here, I think this game is going to be close. Give me Buffalo.
Josh Allen will throw like 17 picks.
All right, next game, Denver versus the Chargers.
I went Broncos.
Broncos, give me the Chargers.
Chargers ain't doing it for me, bro. They barely won this week.
Yeah, but they won. And Denver lost.
Barely.
All right, Sunday night, game of the week. Philadelphia versus Dallas. Give me them Cowboys.
I want Eagles. I'm just fucking with you.
All right, now we've got 2 Monday night games. Interesting. Both at the same time.
Both at the same time, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
All right, this is interesting. All right, so first Monday night game, Green Bay Giants.
I went Packers.
Yeah,
They're
I like
starting to play
I
pretty
like
early
I like
now.
the Packers here too. And the next one, Tennessee versus Miami.
I went Dolphins.
I went Titans.
Well, you got to remember, um, what's his face is out in concussion protocol. He went out of the game Sunday.
Henry.
Yeah,
Eh,
so he may not if he don't play. But I mean,
Titans.
I think the Titans can still do it, but I just don't. I think the Dolphins' offense is way better than the Titans' defense.
Yeah.
Titans'
Yeah.
defense is good,
Yeah.
but I think the Titans' offense will put points up on Miami's defense because their defense isn't that great.
Yeah.
But I just think Dolphins can outscore most teams.
Titans.
All right, so I know how many games I'm gonna win this week. I'm gonna fall down a little more.
Yeah, it'll be all right. Can't agree with you every week if I'm going to come back.
That's fair. I can
Yeah.
dig it.
All right. That will wrap up our week 14 picks.
Hopefully,
And this episode.
hopefully it'll go good. Hopefully I'll get some more dubs. You know, you know.
Fall
So
season, regular season is winding down. Then we're gonna get into our postseason. It's gonna be an interesting next
so
couple
you wanna tell
weeks.
them what we got coming?
Yes. All right. So it is officially that time to let you guys know what we've been preparing for this December. Starting next week, we're going to start uploading twice a week.
I think we're doing what Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yes, we will have uploads on Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesdays will still be our NFL football podcast. But starting next week, we are introducing our Call of Duty League podcast every
And like
Thursday.
anybody that knows us, this is our we love Call of Duty. So like the Call of Duty pro esports scene is near and dear to me because like that's like the first game I played and I
It's
follow and we
it's
follow it so
childhood, man.
hard.
It's
This is something we really like. Is really passionate about. So we're gonna do both. We couldn't decide one over the other, and it kind of works because you know as it's winded down of the NFL season is when Call of Duty is gonna start picking up a little heavier.
yep.
So we're definitely gonna be doing
So
that.
the first major is the Boston Major, hosted by the Boston Breach. It starts this week, but we don't really have much to talk about this week. So our first episode is going to be next week after the first few games. Because, like with the football, we had the preseason and everything to talk about. We don't really have much to talk about this week. So, going into next week, we will discuss all of the teams that are involved because there will be a lot of changes from last year, the rosters, and what happened during this week. If
Yeah,
y'all
we'll
are Call of
definitely.
Duty fans, it starts on the 8th, Friday.
Yeah, we'll start going over rosters, what we think's gonna, what we think for the season. When it gets closer to the major and they have seedings and everything, we'll go through. We'll give our predictions for the major, who we think's gonna win, all that good stuff. It'll be a lot of stuff. Who knows? We might work our way up to watch parties, something like that. We don't know yet. Haven't really decided, but we're definitely gonna cover it every week.
Yep. It's fixing to get a little bit more more chaotic on the channel, so
Yeah.
more
So make sure
uploads coming here.
you follow us because it's gonna start picking up with this Call
Mm-hmm.
of Duty stuff.
Yep. With that being said, thank you guys always for the support. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below. And we will see you guys next week
Absolutely. We'll see you
for
then.
double the dose of the Two Dudes podcast.
Double time.
Later.
Later.